Unfortunate announcement out of Chicago. Angel Reese's rookie season is over.
WNBA star rookie Angel Reese will sit out the rest of the season after suffering a wrist injury.
Angel Reese's rookie season just came to a shocking end. The Chicago Sky's star forward is out with a wrist injury, but you won't believe the record she smashed before her season got cut short. Let's break down how this injury changes everything for the Sky's playoff hopes. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Remember that unexpected turn I mentioned? Well, it's a doozy. What if I told you that Reese's unstoppable momentum came to a screeching halt? 1 minute she's dominating the court, the next, everything changes. Picture this. Angel Reese, fresh off a killer game where she dropped 24 points and snagged 12 rebounds against the Los Angeles Sparks. She's on fire, right? The Chicago Sky are riding high, thinking they've got their ticket to the playoffs all but punched. Then boom! Out of nowhere, Reese drops a bombshell on social media.
Rookie Angel Reese is out for the remainder of the season with a wrist injury.
Shocking. She had an incredible performance, 24 points, 12 boards in that matchup.
What a year. I would have never imagined the last bucket of my rookie season would be a 3, but
I'm filled with emotions right now that I have a season-ending injury, but also filled with so much gratitude for what is next, Reese wrote. Can you imagine the shock that sent through the WNBA world? Fans were stunned, analysts were scrambling, and the Chicago Sky? They were left reeling. Here's the thing. Reese wasn't just any player. She was the heart and soul of the Sky's lineup. We're talking about a rookie who was leading the entire league in rebounding. That's insane. And now, just like that, she's out for the rest of the season with a wrist injury. You know what's even crazier? The way this all went down. One day, Reese is listed as questionable for the next game. No big deal, right? Players get minor injuries all the time. But then, bam! The news hits that she's done for the season. Talk about a plot twist.
Sky rookie Angel Reese is out for the remainder of the season with a wrist injury.
Reese has had a phenomenal first season, setting a WNBA record with 15 double-doubles.
maybe that was God saying give them a taste of what they will be seeing more of in year 2.
Let's talk about what this means for the Chicago Sky. They're tied for the 8th playoff spot, and now they've got to navigate the final 6 games of the regular season without their star rookie. It's like trying to win a race with one shoe on. They've got their work cut out for them, that's for sure. But you know what really gets me? Reese's attitude through all this. In her social media post, she said, "Through it all, I have showed that I belong in this league even when no one else believed." That's the kind of fire that got her here in the first place. She's not letting this setback define her. Think about it. Reese went from being just another rookie to a household name in the WNBA. She was breaking records, turning heads, and making veteran players look like they were standing still. And now, she's facing the biggest challenge of her career so far. But here's the kicker. This isn't the end of Angel Reese's story. Not by a long shot. This is just a bump in the road, a detour on her path to greatness. Sure, it's a setback, but if there's one thing we've learned about Reese this season, it's that she doesn't back down from a challenge. So what's next for Angel Reese? How will the Chicago Sky cope without their rising star? And what does this mean for the future of the WNBA? These are the questions swirling around the league right now, and believe me, the answers are going to be interesting. All this talk about Reese's injury has overshadowed something major. Remember how I mentioned she was leading the league in rebounding? Well, that barely scratches the surface of what she accomplished this season. We're talking about performances that had seasoned pros shaking their heads in disbelief. Let's break it down. Reese didn't just lead the league in rebounding, she absolutely dominated. This rookie came in and set a new record for offensive rebounds in a single season. 172 offensive boards. That's not just good, that's insane. Think about it. Every time the ball missed the hoop, Reese was there, snatching it out of the air like it had her name on it. But here's where it gets even crazier. Reese wasn't just grabbing rebounds. She was making the Chicago Sky a whole different team when she stepped on the court. We're talking 22.5 points better per 100 possessions when Reese was playing. That's the best differential in the entire league. It's like she flipped a switch and suddenly the Sky were flying higher than ever. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but she was the 7th overall pick in the draft. She was supposed to be good, right? Well, let me tell you something. Reese didn't just meet expectations, she blew them out of the water. She emerged as one of the most productive rookies, second only to Caitlin Clark in overall performance metrics. That's right, the 7th pick was playing like she should have been number 1.
Beyond that, I start thinking about that 8th spot that Chicago Sky and head coach Reese Witherspoon are fighting with.
Most consecutive double-doubles in WNBA history, highest rebounds per game.
And when you look at Angel Reese, 15 consecutive double-doubles, 26 total in this season. I mean, she's put up remarkable numbers.
Remember that last game before her injury? Reese went off. 24 points, 12 rebounds, leading the Sky to a 92-78 victory over the Los Angeles Sparks. It was like watching a highlight reel in real time. Every time she touched the ball, something amazing happened. But you know what's really wild? Reese wasn't just changing the game on the court. She was changing the whole WNBA off the court too. We're talking increased TV ratings, more merchandise flying off the shelves. Fans couldn't get enough of Reese and her fellow rookie sensation, Caitlin Clark. They were bringing new energy, new excitement to the league. Think about this. In just one season, Reese went from being a hopeful draft pick to a household name. She was breaking records that had stood since the WNBA's inception. Veteran players were watching her and saying, "Who is this girl?" And now, despite her injury, she's cemented her place among the WNBA's elite. You might be wondering, is this it for Reese? Is her story over? Not even close. This is just the beginning. Sure, the injury is a setback, but let me tell you something. Players like Reese don't come along every day. She's shown us what she can do, and now we're all on the edge of our seats, waiting to see what she'll do next. Just when Angel Reese was setting records left and right, her season comes to a screeching halt. But hold up, this story's far from over. What's the unexpected twist that's got fans buzzing about Reese's next move? You might think a season-ending injury would crush a rookie's spirit, but not Angel Reese. She's taking this setback in stride and turning it into an opportunity. When she announced her injury on social media, Reese didn't just share bad news. She dropped a bombshell that had everyone talking. "I'm filled with emotions right now, that I have a season-ending injury, but also filled with so much gratitude for what is next," Reese wrote. Can you believe that? She's facing a career roadblock, and she's still looking ahead with optimism. That's the kind of attitude that separates the good from the great. But here's where it gets really interesting. Reese isn't just sitting on the sidelines feeling sorry for herself. Nope, she's got big plans. She announced she'll be participating in the upcoming 3-on-3 league, Unrivaled. "You'll see me being the biggest cheerleader on the sideline and on Rival League. See you soon," Reese said. Talk about making lemonade out of lemons. Now, let's talk about what this means for the WNBA rookie race. Reese was in a tight battle with Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year. Her stats were off the charts. We're talking 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game. That rebound average, it's the highest in WNBA history for a rookie. Insane, right? But Reese didn't just break records, she shattered them. She set a new WNBA record for total rebounds in a single season with 446. That's not just good for a rookie, that's good for any player in the league's history. She beat Sylvia Fowles' previous record of 404. Think about that for a second. A rookie came in and out-rebounded every other player in WNBA history. That's the kind of impact Reese was having. So, with Reese out, does that mean Caitlin Clark's got Rookie of the Year locked up? Not so fast. Reese's numbers are still mind-blowing, and voters might take her injury into account. It's going to be a close race, that's for sure. But here's what's really wild about Reese.
Exceeded expectations, averaging just over 13.5 points and a WNBA leading 13.1 rebounds per game.
15 double-doubles, already breaking the league's single-season rebounds record.
Even with her season cut short, she's still making waves. In her last game before the injury, she hit a three-pointer. Now, that might not sound like a big deal, but for Reese, it was huge.
She did play in the Sky's last game on Friday, finishing with 24 points and 12 boards in a win over the Sparks.
Although this is God's timing and not mine, I am finally able to give myself a physical and mental break.
She even joked about it, saying, "I never would have imagined the last bucket of my rookie season would be a 3, but maybe that was God saying, give them a taste of what they will be seeing more of in year 2 LOL." That's the kind of confidence you love to see. Reese isn't just thinking about her recovery, she's already planning her comeback. She's using this time to work on her game, add new skills, and come back even stronger. Can you imagine what she'll be like in year 2 if she's already this good? Of course, Reese's absence is going to hit the Chicago Sky hard. They're tied for the 8th and final playoff spot, and now they've got to finish the season without their star rookie. Players like Isabel Harrison and Chennedy Carter are gonna have to step up big time. But you know what? That's basketball. Injuries happen, and it's all about how you respond. And speaking of response, Reese's attitude through all this is something else. She's not letting this injury define her. Instead, she's using it as fuel. She's staying positive, looking ahead, and already planning her next move. That's the kind of mental toughness that separates good players from great ones. Angel Reese's journey this season? Absolutely wild. From underdog to superstar, she took the WNBA by storm. But just when she was on top, bam! A wrist injury ends her season. You'd think that'd crush her spirit, right? Not even close. Reese's reaction to this setback? Pure inspiration. She said, "Although this is God's timing and not mine, I am finally able to give myself a physical and mental break." That's the kind of attitude that turns obstacles into opportunities. Here's the crazy part. Reese didn't just change her team, she changed the whole game. We're talking increased viewership, merchandise flying off shelves. She's not just a player, she's a game changer. And you know what? This injury, it's just a pause in her story. When Reese comes back, she's gonna rewrite the whole playbook. The future of women's basketball? It's got Angel Reese written all over it.